You're on the record. This is State of Minnesota versus Tutau. District Court file number is 27 CR 20-12949. Matters on for sentencing. Counsel, note your appearances beginning with the state.
I can't breathe. Those were George Floyd's last words. Words that were captured on video and words that reverberated across the globe. George Floyd narrated his own death. Over the course of a restraint that lasted more than 9 long minutes, until he lost consciousness, stopped breathing, and his heart stopped beating. And the defendant, Officer Tao, stood by and allowed it to happen. George Floyd's life was snuffed out by these officers. He died under the weight of their bodies. He died under the weight of their authority. He died begging for his life and begging for air. The state asks this court to impose a 51-month sentence of imprisonment on count 2, aiding and abetting manslaughter in the second degree.
The death of Mr. Floyd is a tragedy, just as the death of any human being is. And this is not a court of retribution, this is a court of justice. And I know the court knows this, but the job obviously is to figure out what is an appropriate sanction for an individual's behavior. He cannot undo what's done, and obviously the court has spoken with regard to the verdict in this case. But my client is a good and decent man with a family, just as all of us in this courtroom are. I would ask the court to sentence my client to a term of 41 months in prison, which is the low end of the guidelines range, and give him credit for the 340 days that he has already served in this matter.
On that day, I didn't intend on doing any malice or anything like that, or try to hurt anyone. That was never my intent. I did the best I thought I could. Obviously, the outcome didn't come out the way I wanted it. So I'll leave it at that. I'll move on here. I have prayed for everyone here. Judge, I've prayed for you. Me and my wife has prayed for you. If there's anything I can pray for, you'll know where to find me. Anyone else that would like prayers, you'll know where to find me. Thank you, Judge. God bless you.
To be perfectly honest, after 3 years of reflection, I was hoping for a little more remorse, regret, acknowledgement of some responsibility, and less preaching. And I'm not going to rehash all the facts from my order, which I found that the things you did and the things you didn't do make you guilty of this crime. I'm not going to rehash all that. So as to count 2, having been found guilty by the court of aiding and abetting manslaughter in the second degree, after a trial pursuant to Minnesota Rule of Criminal Procedure 26.01 Subdivision 3, judgment of the court is that you are convicted of that offense. Count 1 is dismissed pursuant to the negotiation. You are sentenced to 57 months in prison with credit for 340 days already served.